The idea of the coffee can and the size of the RF choke itself is that it's convenient, it's easy to work with. The actual math involved, it's a matter of we have to be able to figure out how much common mode we're having to deal with, and then we can calculate what size and
so you're talking about using the coffee can as a form to wind the
as
cork.
a forming tool, yeah.
Well, and I can see why, because if you go down to Lowe's or Home Depot and buy a piece of 6 or 8 inch PVC, you're going to pay out the arm and leg on that, aren't you?
Yes, sir. And then commercially, if we were to make a choke, we would actually, like I said, because on a regular broadcast station, let's say an AM radio station, we can pretty much measure common mode. We can measure a lot of different things, and we can make the filters and chokes based on our measurements. But because we're dealing with an amateur world and an antenna world, i.e. the antenna itself, the environment changes on a regular basis. It's not consistent. It's hard to come up with this is exactly what you need to have to make this thing work all the time because your situation changed. The variables changed.
Okay. K1LLR says you can't transmit on a beverage. Is that? I don't have experience with a beverage, but I would think you
can
could
transmit. It's just like I said, you point down in the direction that you want to talk, and that's the direction that the most likely the signal is going to go. It becomes a traveling wave antenna, is what it basically becomes. It depends on how you design the antenna, but yes, you can transmit on it, but it's not.
It's going to be very directional.
Extremely directional, but man, you'll be able to pick up anything everywhere as far as on the receive side because you've got so much wire. You have the surface effect, which basically, you're picking up a lot of stuff down the wire that you wouldn't normally pick up. As a matter of fact, glad you asked about the beverage antenna. I do have a 1,000-foot piece of wire that runs from my QTH out into a treed area that I use for listening because it's super quiet and I can hear just about everything. I don't transmit on it because no one could ever hear me.
What do you do for lightning protection on something like that?
On that type of, I use a spark gap.
Yeah, I did on a long wire. I did a bit of spark gap on. Yeah,
that's about the safest way to do it. You could use the isolators on your balun and all that, but I would rather be safe than sorry if you can just put a simple spark gap in.
Yeah, I just made some sharp things and made a nice heavy duty. But I think people use spark plugs for.
That's a good gap for it. That's actually a perfect product. You just screw it in there. It's almost a good idea for a product. Is just buy a spark plug and screw the thing in there, and there's your little spark gap.
But use a new one, not one that's all carboned up, right?
Yeah, most definitely. Don't use the one out of your lawnmower.
Yeah. Let's see. All right, we got any more questions here? All right, well, hey, that was really nice. If you got time this afternoon, let's do it again.
All right.
Anytime.
You just let me know.
Okay, we'll do it, man. All right.
All right, looking forward to seeing you in Dayton, too.
Yeah, we'll see you up here. Thanks.
Have a good day.
All right.